And now let's move to the moment that many of you have no doubt been waiting for. Tonight is the night, the much awaited launch of the iPad 3 or the iPad HD, as some people believe is actually going to be named as there. And it's time for us to sort of sit here in a live impromptu session of Gadget Guru, if you like, to try and figure out exactly what is coming tonight. So let me welcome Rajiv Makhni and PK Roy, long-standing associates on Gadget Guru right here, to try and put on our thinking hats and make our own wishes. Now, let me start off. We all know what is being expected, right? We've heard it all. Almost certainties, the high-definition screen, Retina.
Yes,
we agreed it's going to happen?
Absolutely. Without that, there's no way they'd bring out this. So 1920 by 1080?
Yeah, I mean, it won't go to Retina level, but nearly there, 80%.
1920 by 1080.
Not Retina level?
No, probably not Retina level, because it doesn't really make sense in this, the kind of processing overhead that you would have. I think it will go a little beyond
But a faster
that.
processor is another expectation?
But not a quad-core, according to me, A5X, because battery life is a critical part.
I was about to say battery life.
Don't even dream of the 24-hour one. That's serious rumor only.
Right. I think they would do well to keep the battery life where it is today. 8 hours.
A smaller iPad, the 7-inch version, yes or no?
No.
Totally no. No way.
No.
I mean, they want to take on the Amazon Kindle. 6 million units have been sold of the Amazon Kindle. Not a market they'll ignore, but they're not geared up for it right
but a
now.
cheaper version maybe. 8 GB?
A cheaper version of...
That will be
how about selling iPad 2, like
Yeah.
they did with the
So,
iPhone?
iPad
How about
2.
selling the iPad 2 as
Probably.
a cheaper version?
Yeah.
No, but we should
might
let's
do.
try and get price points. So iPad 2 at serious seller at what? 299?
250?
No, so they could do 199 with 8 GB iPad 2.
Oh, so you're saying, okay, go for a completely...
Let's come to the other things that we
Newest queue.
think are going to happen, and then we can come to our wish list. What would we do if we were actually running Apple? And I do have some suggestions, I'm sure you do. We keep on making suggestions. They always adopt those suggestions, but they adopt them a little too late. That's the... Not that they do badly, having said that. Camera. A much better camera. Get the iPhone 4S camera and put that into the iPad.
No
And
brainer.
more.
Yeah, no
And
brainer.
more.
Yeah, but I think they will just match up to the 4S. 8 megapixels.
Well, they've got
same
more
camera.
real estate inside, so, you know, it's coming after almost 7 or 6 months after. I think they may be able to match or go ahead.
But they don't have the thickness. So unless they get a little thicker, and people are saying they might.
I think they will.
It's supposed to be a squidge thicker as the way they are saying it.
But a squidge figure now in the technology market is a big deal with world's thinnest,
Yeah,
world's
but
this,
keep in
world's
mind that
that.
the iPhone 4 is quite a bit thicker.
Okay. Do you get Siri? I assume that's a no-brainer.
Yes,
you
although
launch this
it
without
won't
Siri?
have as much relevance here, but you probably will go ahead and see Siri out there.
But again, it's a
Why
no-brainer.
won't you have
will they-
relevance out here?
You know, it's not really a phone, so the phone interaction is less. But having said that, yeah, you could interact conceivably with this, you know, the way you would with Siri.
I
Your
would say
personal assistant
absolutely, yeah,
on your
because you know
tablet.
you're using the tablet for things like you're on the web, you're searching for things, you are looking for information, pretty much the same. I think absolutely it'll be there. Why would they not take the iPhone product and put it onto
Something that may or may not matter too much to us, at least for another few months. 4G LTE, will it be there?
I don't see 4G at the base level at this point, because it's not standardized everywhere.
Not at the base level, but a version which says LTE,
not at
4G at
this-
some higher price.
I
yeah,
don't
but
see it
not
at this
right now.
level.
It won't be announced now. I don't think there'll be any NFC. Absolutely forget about iOS 6, and I think you can completely dream off the 4G LTE because battery life will be taking a huge
and
hit.
It's
They
not
can't do that.
standardized enough yet.
Absolutely.
Now, let's come to the wish list and let's take turns perhaps in coming up. Each of us predict what we would really like to see in this if we were actually running Apple. And can I go first?
Please.
What I would really wish for and hope for, and if they do it, it'll be great, is to actually copy for once what the Transformer has done. If they could actually have a really good, I mean, if they can find an accessory that the iPad will slot into and it becomes a notebook. I think the form factor of the Transformer, the Asus Transformer, is just fantastic. Any chance of them delivering that this time?
I don't think Apple gets into the accessory market the way others
It's not
do.
an accessory, it's a composite. Actually, calling it an accessory is wrong. It's another way of looking at the tablet. Here's a tablet which you slot inside and it suddenly becomes a notebook.
Apple won't do it.
Apple won't do it.
I also don't think Apple will do it, although it could conceivably be extended from the smart cover, you know. I mean, they did the smart cover.
They're
That was
likely
one
to do a
accessory.
smart back we're hearing this time. So there'll be
Yeah.
a smart back to add to the smart
Right.
smart
So it
cover.
would make a
Is
lot
that
of
one of
sense
the
for them
rumors?
to
I
do
missed
that.
that one. There's a smart back now?
Smart back.
To the smart
There's
front?
there's a smart back. There's this feel touch thing where you can feel things.
That I find is really
The haptic technology. No,
Haptic
it's
technology.
it's Possible. It's quite likely because
It would fit in with their ad, something you have to see and touch.
touch. I mean,
it would fit in with the ad if they do it, but...
it would be the God moment. That's when all the Apple fans would say,
Okay,
see, we told you, it's God.
So you don't think they're going to be doing this?
No, I don't think they'll do this at all. I just think the wish list is they should come up with this product, whatever it is. Of course, there'll be a great screen. Of course, there'll be improvement. Of course, I hope the form factor is a little different to make it look good. And my wish list, they better stick to that 30-day, keeping India in the A+ list. Get it out in India in 30 days. Otherwise, we are going to be very, very sad.
We are going to riot, we're going to complain, we're going to protest long and loud, but are they going to do it?
I really hope they are. But the one thing I wish for is a usable, typable keyboard on the screen. You know, it just still doesn't work. Autocorrect doesn't work. I mean, if they can fix that, I think they would dramatically improve the usability of this
So
product.
you're pretty much saying your wish list is the same as Vikram saying that maybe an add-on which gives you a proper keyboard and it doesn't add much weight to it,
No,
right?
not necessarily. I would really like them to improve what they have
Interface
within into the
itself.
screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to interrupt you for a minute with some breaking news that's just coming in. There's a chaos in many of the airports. Kingfisher is having a really bad day today. Apparently, oil companies have now stopped, at least some of them have stopped supplying, and there seems to be chaos. At least some oil companies have stopped fuel supply to Kingfisher Airlines, and there is some of the flights are getting delayed, and there's a certain amount of chaos, and that, of course, follows on to a day where they've already had enough trouble in other areas. So that's the news that's just coming in. We will, of course, continue to track that story, but... let's just get back to the question, because that's, of course, because the non-payment of dues that the fuel supply has actually been stopped right now. Okay, let's just get back to the iPad 3 wish list.
Primarily, better usability on the keyboard. You know, the ability to... I think the faster processor will take care of a lot of things because things do work slowly, they hang, etc. Now, the higher resolution display will really sap the power of that extra processing, but I hope the processing they put in keeps ahead of it and the battery life
So I hope
keeps
it is
further
an
ahead.
A6 and not an A5X.
I hope it's an A6.
Okay, I don't see that happen.
But
my turn
I
again,
agree.
which perhaps will only be possible if they do actually do that accessory thing. I mean, a lot of people clamor for a USB port or some other simpler way of getting files
Never.
back and forth.
I
don't
can-
see them doing
I
it.
can stake my
I don't see them-
reputation on that.
I don't see them doing it until and unless it is on a accessory. So
I still don't
it's a
think.
wish
They
list.
will
This
not.
why I'm
Apple
saying it's
is
not
God,
expectation.
and
That's
Apple
one
says there is this special pin port that they have, and that's it till Kingdom
By the way, the
Come.
reports are going to do away with the pin port, which should also...
Yeah, so, a new, and somebody, a lot of people have said not even a home button anymore. So that's one of the
Right.
other big speculations. I doubt if that happens, and of course...
You know how you figure out whether it is a home button or not is whether you believe that the water droplets on the screen are going to line up correctly or not. Because that picture which is on their ad,
Yes.
was it in portrait mode or landscape
Yes.
mode? Now, the alignment of the water droplet says it's in portrait
And
mode,
there's
in
no
which
home-
case there is no home
home
button.
button.
If it is in landscape mode, perhaps there's still a home button. So home button or no home button, do you really care?
Well,
I do. I
even
do
I
hope
do.
there's a home button. It's the one bit of sanity on this device, something you can press and things go back to normal.
Yeah, I think it gets you back, and if it's going to be something on the screen which is an on-screen button,
I mean, it's
frustrating.
the one thing kids
So-
can really relate to, because when all is, all confused all over the place, there's one button they can press and everything comes back to normal.
So how about one more? The big thing in
How about
all-
it being priced at $20 or something like that? No, it's not going to happen.
It's not for an education tablet in India. But one thing before we go off, of course, is the fact that we have. Would it have a stylus if it can't have a USB port?
The NDTV news app had redefined the entire genre. Now, another market beater. It's already hit #1.
NDTV Profit, India's #1 finance app. Download free at ndtvprofit.com/apps. Live stream of NDTV Profit, market news, and your easy-to-manage portfolio. Download now, ndtvprofit.com/apps.